Hi there, everybody. My name's Waddles. Today, I'm going to show you some uses for magma blocks other than writing hi to your friends on a server. Because 1.13 adds a whole new functionality with magma blocks, pulling things under the water, I thought it would be a good idea to go and show you some ideas utilizing that mechanic. Now, this video is going to talk largely about ideas of like decoration and that kind of stuff. I'm not going to talk about some kind of, maybe contraption that you're using this in or something like that. These are more, just use a magma block and no redstone, none of that business. Thank you so much to legoshowTV for this idea. Go ahead and drop a like on this video if you're liking it, subscribe, and let's go into the water to play with the magma blocks. So, moving on from our first sign idea, that is, of course, an idea, maybe not the best idea, but an idea, in case you've been living under a rock or under the water and you don't know what this new mechanic is, this is what it is. So, you're swimming, and you're yanked down by the magma blocks. That's an intentional new mechanic, and it is actually pretty hard to swim up. Well, actually, as in hard, it's impossible to swim up. So, you have to get off of the magma blocks before you can swim up. If you're in survival, this is going to kill you pretty fast because you're drowning eventually, right? So, let's say you took a whole ocean and coated it all with these magma blocks. You just made an insanely deadly trap for your friend. So, that is idea one, is just making a giant trap out of a giant body of water. But really, I'm just trying to showcase the mechanic for you. So here we have actual idea number one. I have a wall of magma blocks and I'm getting yanked down. This is going to be more for map builders, but you can use magma blocks to pull you down underwater to show you maybe a sign that's telling you where to go or some kind of guidance thing. So I have a sign that says hi-oh right here, and I use the magma blocks to pull people down and attract them to it. Now, also, you could, instead of a sign, put a door there and use the magma blocks to pull you down to a door or an entrance to a base. Almost like a marker, but we'll talk about that a little later. But yeah, so you could use magma blocks to get attention to something underwater that you want attention on. While we're on that whole idea of markers, you can use a magma block to mark something in the water. So I have a hidden base right down here, and it's, kind of hidden well. It could be hidden better, but it's hidden. And let's say I go out on a big journey, and I'm trying to come back. And from up here, if I didn't have that magma block, that's pretty invisible, right? If I'm swimming on the surface, and even if I go underwater, it's visible, but still kind of hard to see. And especially if my brightness wasn't on 100, it'd be a lot more invisible. So you can go ahead and throw a magma block near your base, not right in front of it, but near it, to draw some attention to where it is that you need to be going. Now, do keep in mind, though, that if someone is swimming in this ocean in your server and they see a magma block, they might go down and check it out and find your base. So, just plan for that. But you can use it to mark where certain things are. Because if you take a look, right out here behind me, there's actually a ruins right here. So maybe I'm marking the ruins with the magma block so I can find it from the surface, because that does glow underwater, which is pretty useful. However, speaking of glow under the water, right here, I am using magma blocks to light up the ocean floor. Because keep in mind, it shouldn't be forgotten that magma blocks will carry a light source. So let's say I take a torch and I put it right next to this magma block. The magma block gets the torch's light level, right? As long as I leave the torch there. So what I'm doing here is I went under a magma block and put some sea pickles and put them maximum there, and then put a magma block right over it. Because, of course, you could use sea pickles to light the ocean floor. That's fine. But let's say you want to do something a little more evil and maybe have this bubble effect in here too, which is nice. You could light up an ocean floor or a sea floor or a lake bed with the magma blocks, because they still do that whole light functionality thing. So that's kind of cool. Don't forget about that old mechanic of magma blocks. Now, another cool idea, another good use for magma blocks is to use them as markers to go somewhere, because they do shine so brightly from the surface of the water. You can make a line with them and they'll take you somewhere. So let's say I'm trying to go over there and I, maybe didn't remember or something. I went ahead and put those down there, and then you can kind of follow them. Now, of course, these don't need to be all the way on the ocean floor, but it is kind of easier to just swim down there and throw them down. But, you do whatever you want to do. I just think it's kind of cool how bright they are from the surface here, and if the ocean is deeper, they're still pretty bright. Over here, it's a little bit deeper, and that's still pretty noticeable. So you could easily make some kind of path marker or water trail marker for where you need to go. You just need to be careful that when you're following it, and let's say you're in a boat, you don't swim over this. Your boat will get ruined. Now, my final idea for you for these magma blocks is simply decoration. Right here, I have a cool, creepy looking face under the water, and then over here, I'm using these magma blocks to decorate this little kelp forest right here. I went ahead and threw some coral in because maybe this will work a little better in a coral biome or something. You'll get a better picture of it, but you can use this bubble effect, assuming your particle effects are turned on, to your advantage. It's really cool. The light is really cool down here. Again, you could combine this with lighting up the ocean floor. Maybe underneath some of these, there's light sources to light this whole forest up, but you can use magma blocks for decorating things because it is really cool looking. And then right here, my little face decoration actually turned into a fish trap. That's right. I lied. There's one final use for the magma blocks, and that is, of course, traps. I had to mention this in the video, but I thought it was a little straightforward. You can go ahead and put these under the water and make a trap for something. So let's say you're trying to farm fish. You could have a big bin of water, put magma blocks at the bottom, and farm the fish with them. If you go ahead and run a minecart with a hopper in it underneath that, you can pick the fish up from underneath the hoppers. What? I think I need to stop. I meant to say from underneath the magma blocks. Use the hopper minecart to pick them up. Now, let's say you're going to make a squid farm. So you go in an area where there's no water whatsoever, and you make a water tank. And then you go ahead and put the magma blocks at the bottom. So when the squid spawn, they get pulled down. Then, like I said, run that hopper minecart underneath it, and you have a fully automatic collecting farm thing, which is kind of cool. So, of course, use the magma blocks for some kind of water farm trap or whatever. But those are my ideas. It's your turn. Do you have an extra idea for magma blocks under the water? If you do, drop that in the comments below. While you're down there, drop a like on this video and also subscribe if you haven't done that already. I do lots of 1.13 content, lots of different type of content, so I think you'll enjoy that. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Waddles. Go have a good day. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.